All right, we are recording. Welcome everybody to tonight's team call. We're happy to have you all here with us tonight to do a little training. The topic that Diana Chapman and I will be talking about, and for those of you who may not know me, my name is Andrea Violet. I think most of you do. I am under Jamie Ravelli. I am her level 1, and she is on a plane right now, flying to Maui. So Diane and I will be sharing with you tonight about setting up for success. And some of this information has been talked about in a past training, but tonight we really wanted to record this and have a more formal training. Diana has created a little PowerPoint to include some of these new tools that we have to share with you guys so that you can utilize them and allow for more efficient systems for your business to help simplify things, but also to help train and duplicate for any new ambassadors that you might add. So sometimes I think when we get started, we figure out the ropes, so to speak, and we're running things, but then we add a new ambassador and they want to start sharing, or we want to teach them how to do the business, and we kind of, think, what do we do? Like, what's the next step? So hopefully this will really help with that, to simplify that and give you the tools that you need. So like I said, Diana will share the PowerPoint to highlight these new tools that she has so graciously created with her graphic design capabilities. And then after that, I will explain a few things. I'll explain where you can access these tools so that you know where to go to find them, when to utilize them, and then how this is really going to simplify things for you in your business. So hopefully we'll clarify some of that for you as well. And if anybody has questions along the way, please feel free. Down on the bottom, there's a little chat box. You can, type in your question on the side, and we'll try to answer questions if you have them as they come up as we're presenting, because otherwise we don't want you to forget them. But all right, so I'm going to let Diana take it away, and she is going to screen share the PowerPoint.
Okay, can you see it okay? All right, hey everybody. So I'm just gonna walk you through the new tools and give you a glimpse of what they look like, and then once Andrea posts them later, she'll tell you where to go check them out so you can look through them closer. But this will just be a preview. So the first super exciting thing is a new ambassador is getting started. So this is a 5-page guide of all the most important information a new ambassador needs to get started, to start sharing, to hit the ground running, to start working away at their goals if they're ready to go. This kind of pulls all the most important information that does exist in lots of different places already, like on team pages, and it's all in one super handy, super concise place, so it's not too overwhelming, and it's the absolute essentials of getting started the right way. So this is what it looks like. The basics of getting set up yourself, goal setting, some of the other basics as far as getting set up with team pages and stuff like that. Walks through the first post, which is often the most overwhelming one and scary one, gives some tips on that, and then key video recommendations. And then for business builders who are ready to go, walks through tips for how to do that, how to start, working right now to achieve those goals. It gives the overview of what is an ambassador, because I know, like myself, it gives talking points. When I first enrolled and wanted to start sharing with other people, I didn't really know the specifics of why would someone else would want to be an ambassador, because it's really so simple. It's kind of a no-brainer for those folks who fit into that category, which we'll get to later. So it's super simple talking points as to what an ambassador is, what it isn't. Easy breezy in a nutshell. And then key people to follow on social media, and then some key references for learning more books. Girl, Wash Your Face, of course. GoPro and You Are Badass at Making Money, which was Abby's recommendation and is amazing. The next one is what I just referred to, is how folks should order. So you can share this with your prospective customer, the 3 options for sharing. It sets you and them up for success because you're finding the right fit from the start. So this is a glimpse of what that looks like: the retail customer, preferred customer, and wholesale/ambassador options. The next is the triplex schedule. As you guys know, for the most part, 9 out of 10 people, the right fit is for starting on products is going to be the triplex. So this schedule provides how to start the products and all of the key important information that you need when you're starting them. And so this is now incorporates, as you can see in the top, the ProBio 5 increase, so the 3 and then the 4 in the chart, which makes it a lot easier to understand, and hopefully it will help folks. And the next is the keys to success with folks who are having detox symptoms. It can be scary for people who don't understand kind of what detox is, or why it's a good thing. It means the products are working and it's exciting, but obviously it can be hard to get through. So this just kind of is a resource that you can use to send to people who are going through detox, to explain tips of ways that they can help ease those symptoms, and as well as kind of explaining what's happening and why it's happening and why it's a good thing. And the next is a checklist of what to do, sponsors for new ambassadors. This makes it a really, really easy step-by-step checklist of how to properly introduce people to Plexus and to being an ambassador. It's really exciting. And we want to make sure that we're being consistent with all of our new ambassadors. So getting people connected to the team pages and getting them that Getting Started guide, which is the first tool we talked about, is absolutely critical. So this gives a foolproof way to onboard consistently every time. Of course, keeping in mind that there's adjustments necessary. This is kind of what that looks like. Team pages, the Getting Started document, Facebook post, three-way messenger, a welcome call, making sure they have all the resources that they need, which will be on the team page, and Andrea will talk about, and getting them looped in. And then the last one is what to do for ambassadors for new customers. So just properly supporting our new customers, making sure that they have a good experience from the second that they place the order. It includes some sample verbiage and key video links for supporting folks on how to get started. And then there's also a detox tips video. And this is what that looks like. And it gives a suggested timeline, ideal timeline, and then action, and then some verbiage, and it just kind of brings you through from the second they order through a monthly check-in. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Diana. All right, so I'm going to address that question in just a moment that Sandy had. But first, I just want to say that that was a super brief overview of those documents. And what we are recommending is we are going to upload them into the team pages. We have both PDF files, and the PDF file is necessary for people to click the hyperlinks. So Diana included, like, for instance, there are like 2 of the best videos that you can send to a potential customer to explain what Triplex is. And then there's like 2 videos that you can send to a potential business builder, somebody that's interested in the business. So those are like an embedded hyperlink. So you can only access that through the PDF file. But there are also graphics. So we will also upload the graphics under the pinned posts. And then the PDF files will be uploaded under a file called setting you up for success. And basically, I would suggest just saving all of the graphics to your phone under photos, put it in a folder, a separate Plexus folder, so that you have them as a quick reference. But you know, keeping the PDF files on your computer, but you can also save them in your notes on your phone as well, because you can access hyperlinks under your notes if you save it there. So just a good, like, if you do that up front, like if we get off this call, and I'm going to upload them, but like make it a point either tonight or tomorrow to save them to your phone, because when you want something and you have to scramble for it, it makes your life so much harder. So just do that. The other thing I would suggest is that whoever your sponsor is, or for myself, I am going to be checking in with all my level 1s. So Diana and Carrie are on here to make sure that they have reviewed these graphics or new documents. And if you have somebody holding you accountable to checking them out, it's great to be on this call right now and getting this information. But if you don't do anything with it, then what's the point? So review them, print them out. I really think printing them out and having them like in front of you to look at is helpful. The checklists, there's one for new ambassadors and there's one for new customers. You can print out a stack of those, like print out 20 for the new customers and 20 for the new ambassadors. And then every time you add a new ambassador, you can write the person's name at the top, your new ambassador, and then check off the check boxes that Diana created, so that you're doing all the steps. And you're not like, oh, did I add them to this team page? Did I send them their schedule yet? So you're not constantly racking your brain that's already overwhelmed with our life. So, anyway, so that's a suggestion too. Get with your sponsor, your upline, and or ambassadors, create homework for your team. Reach out to them and say your homework is to review all of these graphics or documents, and get back to me when you finished and let me know if you have any questions, that sort of thing. So that is my recommendation for that, of where you can find them and how to utilize them. One other thing, when to use these, obviously for yourself. If you're a new ambassador, then certainly go through all of them, the new success guide, it's that 5-page guide, go through those things. But for those of us that are a little bit more seasoned, it's helpful to go through that. But certainly this is something that we are going to want to use for any new ambassador. And our intention is that we start doing a little bit better job of pre-qualifying people when somebody's interested and they want to order, that we become masters at figuring out, should they be a customer or should they be an ambassador? Because oftentimes we sign people up as ambassadors for the deepest discount, but they're not fully aware of what the sort of requirements are. Plexus doesn't have requirements. So we as a team are responsible for educating them on some of the things, like, we really, expect you to give this 3 to 6 months. We really expect you to be ordering over 100 PV per month, or share and get customers to be over 100 PV. If people are not over 100 PV and they're not willing to give it the time to work in their bodies, they should really start off as customers. And then if they're loving it, then they can upgrade. And that's going to only benefit you, because A, you'll be getting the commission from them being a customer, but B, then you're not, you're trying to build a business and you're not building up points, getting all these new wholesalers, and then they quit after 3 months, and then your points go back down and you are riding this roller coaster. So if we can just be upfront, what I've been doing in the past week is sending them the graphic of the 3 options. And yes, retail is on there, and I never really used to offer retail, but I think when they read the retail option, they probably won't be very enticed to choose that, because the preferred customer option, you get a 15% discount. And I think the key there is just letting them know that, yes, you turn on a subscription, but you don't have to keep it on as a customer. They can shut it off if they have too much product or they need to take a break or whatever. So you can educate them on that. But anyways, send them that graphic, let them look over the 3 options, and the top of it says mindset. So they can really put themselves in that mindset and be like, which mindset, where am I at right now? And then that will help them decide what they should be. And once they do that, then, you just get a better feel of whether or not they should be a customer versus an ambassador. So because of that, if they choose the ambassador, they kind of know that what the expectations are. And then we want you to send the Getting Started Success Guide to every new ambassador. Even if they say, I'm committed to 6 months, but I only want to do this for the wholesale prices, and I don't plan to share, or I don't want to share, we still want you to send them that success guide. Because the first page is pretty basic. I mean, it talks about, getting your welcome pack and setting up your subscription. And it does talk about what it means to be an ambassador on, I think, the 4th page. So it gives them that income disclosure, and it shows them a little bit more insight into what it is to be an ambassador. So you're planting that seed. Even though they say, I don't want to share, you're still kind of like planting that seed. And you can say, I totally understand that you don't want to share, you just want wholesale prices, but I'm going to send this to you so that you get the first couple steps completed on the success guide. And then if you down the road decide that you might want to share or get your products paid for, you'll have it available to you to look over in more depth. And you can always check out PS, the income disclosure, and just kind of what it actually means to be an ambassador if you do decide to share. So it's planting that seed. And really the goal here is that the ambassadors that we do sign on is that A, we get people sharing sooner, and B, we give them the tools to do that. Because a lot of people, Nicole, no, the success guide is not the full PowerPoint. It's just the document with the success guide attached to it. We'll make that more clear when we upload everything. But yeah, the PowerPoint will just be the reference for us. But so if people are given a tool and a plan as to what it looks like to share, they're much more likely to do it than just us saying, how do you feel about sharing? Do you want to get your products paid for? If they see that there are kind of steps and there's support around that, they are much more likely to feel confident in sharing. So by giving them this tool up front, and then working with them using the tool, we can get them sharing sooner and just kind of get over that fear. Just be like, this is what we're going to do. So as a result, it will help to increase duplication. We're all doing the same thing. We're all using the same tools. Improve retention, having our ambassadors stay on longer. If they share and get a few customers, the rate of them staying on the products is way greater. And basically to decrease what's called attrition, and that's people who sign up and then fall off. And we're kind of on that roller coaster. So those are the three main goals, to get people sharing sooner, to give them a plan to share, and increase duplication and retention. To address the question that Sandy had, and then a couple people chimed in about the graphic for the schedule, for the triplex schedule. So we do also still have the slower schedule. I would love to revise that at some point. We haven't done that yet, to make it match all of our other pretty new graphics. So some people, yes, I think people with a chronic condition or people that are really sick need to start a little bit slower. And then people who maybe have like ulcerative colitis, any inflammatory bowel diseases, there is a different schedule for those people to start that really eases them in slowly, especially with the BioCleanse. So certainly we still want to use that, and I will upload that schedule as well. Personally, I have found, and in talking with Jamie and just a few other leaders, that if people are aware up front of detox, so what I've been doing also is I send them the schedule and I send them the detox document, everybody, the new one that Diana made, and explain to them what detox is. And as long as they understand it and know that you're going to be in communication, like a lot of communication the first few weeks, to find out what their symptoms are, you can always back down off of the products a little bit. But the goal really is to get to the full dose for the max benefit. And you know, if they get up to 4 BioCleanse and they're going, then you can back down to 2, and not everybody needs the full 4. But working through detox in the first 30 days really will get them that much closer to feeling the benefits sooner. And sometimes if you delay that process or ease into the products really gradually, then they're not feeling the benefits as soon, and they get discouraged, and they have extra product, and they don't want to get their next month's order because they have too much left over. There's just different things going on there. And you'll find that a lot of people don't experience significant detox. I know when I started, I went full blast, full dose day 1, and because I'm impatient, and I had detox for like 5 days, but I expected it. I knew what it was. I just kind of pushed through it, and it wasn't crazy. I just didn't feel great for 5 days. And then I got over that hump so much faster. So I think, you guys can make that decision. I do feel like if everybody's on the same page and using the same schedule, that might be beneficial for the team as a whole. But we're open to feedback. And if anybody has specific questions regarding that or examples, we're definitely open to that. Does that help at all?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
Okay, I was going to type it up, but I'm way too slow on my phone. Okay, so with all the other fancy graphics for the schedules, should I just delete all of those and just stick with this one that Diane did and then the slow start one?
Honestly,
okay, awesome. That was my question.
Yes, that we want to simplify things, really. And this schedule, you know, ramps people up to the full dose, but it can be altered. And we just say that. And I think that really is the key when people start, is that they are going to need our guidance for dosage, and depending on what their reaction is, whether they go slow or faster, or like me and Jamie sent me a schedule, but I just was like, I'm just going to do it all at once. And some people do that. So yes, I would delete all the other ones. And we really worked hard. If you guys read through like all of the information on this schedule, it really explains about BioCleanse and about ProBio 5 and about the fact that you might not need the full dose of BioCleanse and to be listening to your body. So I think it just gives the vital information people need to be responsible about taking new supplements. I mean, if people are committed to this process, then they need to be committed to listening to their body, or they're not going to be successful, likely anyways, if they're not consistent and they're not in contact with you about their reaction. So did you, Callie asked, did you say you are sending that alternative schedule for people with digestive issues? So the alternative schedule, it says on the top of it, the specific diagnoses that people have. I believe it includes ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. They're inflammatory bowel diseases. So I wouldn't say no. I don't send the slow one to just generic digestive issues. I had digestive issues that were pretty bad. And Sandy said, right, my fear is that they'll have an issue, but I won't know what's causing it if they start it all at once. So that is a legitimate thing. However, even if they start off slow and introduce one thing at a time, you still don't necessarily know what's causing their issue, because detox symptoms, they present similar for the different products. I mean, people can detox from just Slim, people can detox from ProBio 5, some people are more sensitive to BioCleanse, yes, but I think, you know, and you can work with your upline. Those of us that have been doing this for a little while longer and have helped guide a lot of people through this sometimes have a little bit more intuition about, or not even intuition, just from experience, like what might be causing them those symptoms and what to back down on. But the main things are they eliminating daily 2 to 3 times a day? Are they having loose stools, or are they fairly normal? You know, and if they're having other severe issues like headache and bloating and nausea and things like that, then you can kind of tweak things a little bit. Yes, and Jenny said many times detox happens later also, a few weeks in. So with this schedule, right, they might not start experiencing detox until week 3, but all right, does anybody else have questions? All right, so our goal here though is really to just simplify things, that everybody is on the same page, that we have a system for people, we have the right information to give to people, and to help train people in the same way. So with that being said, I think we'll jump off, and we're gonna, like I said, upload the documents, and you guys can check them out on the team pages, print them off and review them, and get with your sponsor to talk about any questions that you might have. And I know you guys will, because you're all good ambassadors. But really, it's for your business. So you do with it what you want. It's going to be helpful if you utilize the tools that are given to you. It's just a matter of making the time for it and doing it. And so sometimes that's a whole other Zoom call, but it's worth it. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for jumping on tonight. It was good to see all your faces, and have a great night.